Greetings, weary card travelers. This is Tovros Pazan with the iPadBoardGames.org review of EarthCore, Shattered Elements. Not content to let Magic and Hearthstone battle for dominance, Tequila Games is trying to get a dog in the fight with EarthCore, Shattered Elements, a game which will totally change the way you view rock, paper, scissors. Ready to count to 3? EarthCore is, on the one hand, a simple tactical game that we've all been playing since we were children. It evokes nothing so much as the old Battle Beast figures of the late 1980s. The introduction of tactical abilities, however, makes EarthCore more than it appears at first glance. The core gameplay consists of a duel between two players. Each player starts with a base amount of hit points, how many is determined by a myriad of secondary factors, and a hand of 4 cards from a deck of exactly 25. Each card in turn belongs to the elements of earth, water, or fire, each element defeating one and vulnerable to the other. Many cards also contain abilities, in which reside a large part of the game's tactics. Some abilities are instant, activating when the card is played. Others are passive, triggering when the conditions are correct, and still others are manual, laying dormant until triggered. The first player to play a card will get one final chance to play an ability before the battle is resolved. Each card has a risk value. There are no stats to compare as in most card battlers, because each card type are what determine victory. Play opposite an identical type and you deadlock. Otherwise, the winner deducts the risk value of the defeated card from the loser's life total, left to right. Deadlocked cards remain on the battlefield, adding their risk value to the next round, which if left unchecked can lead to some very high-value battles. Additionally, the middle column has a doubler, and if the first player is victorious in that column, their opponent will take twice the damage they would otherwise. As in most head-to-head battle games, you win by reducing your opponent's life to 0. Though EarthCore brings a wealth of tactical options, the core gameplay by itself isn't enough to keep people coming back. As with many games of this type, a number of modes and options are built around this framework. The single-player campaign is divided into 5 chapters, each of which consists of 10 duels. Each duel, in turn, has 3 rewards you can obtain, but only by defeating the enemy by a certain threshold. A simple win gets you the first reward, but you must have at least 15 hit points remaining during level 2, and so on. There is also an online mode once you achieve level 4 or higher, but we found that unless you've invested in some very powerful cards, even the low-level opponents will utterly destroy you. We can only assume this game had a popular following at soft launch. The basic economy of the realm is gold coins, and a victory is typically worth 250 to 500 of these. 9,000 buys you a booster of 4 cards, with larger boosters giving you increasing discounts. Monetization is unlike most other CCGs, insofar as you can't actually purchase gold. Instead, you can spend $2 per day on the Gold Doubler, which gives you double rewards for 24 hours, but still requires you to play to earn currency. You can also spend cash for diamonds, the rare currency, but there doesn't seem to be much you can spend them on except speeding up crafting. As with all digital CCGs that aren't Magic these days, EarthCore has a crafting system. In this case, it's tied to hero cards, of which 20 exist in the game. Each hero card comes with 1 power and has slots for 2 more. If you have a trio of cards that share a power, you can cash them and some gold in to put the power in one of the hero's slots. Each hero is with 3 filled slots in your deck will give you a hit point boost as you go into battle. The heroes themselves seem to be tied to level advancement, and you shouldn't even think about entering multiplayer without at least half a dozen of them in your deck. Since you don't seem to be able to buy them with hard cash even if you want to, expect a pretty heavy grind before the arena represents anything but an instant death sentence. The game features a fully interactive tutorial, complete with almost unbearably cheesy voiceovers reading all the in-tutorial text. You'll be shown a short video before each tutorial mission, and you can replay these from the rulebook at any time. You can also hit the question mark icon in the upper right of most screens for an informational overlay. The game's art and music aren't particularly memorable, but they're well presented for what they are. The real issue lies in stability. The data for your account all lives on remote servers. In and of itself, that's not a problem, outside of the requirement for an always-on connection. But we've already seen many examples of cases where an iPad and an iPhone sharing the same account don't sync data correctly, even when the respective clients have had hours of downtime to sync. We've also had more than a few crashes mid-game, most notably every single online multiplayer match we entered, to a 1, resulted in a crash on an iPad Air. Granted, we were going to lose anyway because we only had 1 or 2 heroes and our opponents had 6 or more, but now we've got an undeserved reputation for rage quitting. all because of an unstable client. It's possible that EarthCore is a little too new to pass final judgment. A number of features are listed as coming soon, and it wouldn't take much in the way of updates to smooth over most of the rough edges in the client. Given that extra TLC of development time, there's a pretty decent mobile game here. Enough options and tactics exist to satisfy gamers, but the quick gameplay is well suited to a mobile device. The stability issues, however, really need to get resolved before we can fully endorse this one, and we wouldn't say no to an improvement in matching you up against players of similar rank.